Hey everybody, am I live? Here we go. Hey everybody. Ah. Oh, I could see. Hey everybody. I'm doing a little. Let me get this out of the way. Hey, thanks for joining me on this drawing escapade on Procreate. I will be drawing Joselyn today. Let me set this page up here. I think I'm live now. Hey everyone, let me read some of these chats. Nice. Um, cool. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are having fun watching France's drawing demo. That was really cool. I'm going to be doing something on Procreate with Joselyn Ruedac. I really like this image a lot. Let me switch it over to this image. I'll be drawing this with the Procreate tool on the iPad, and it's going to be in conjunction with, starting in May, we'll be doing a 30-day, 30 faces challenge on Sktchy. And I'm just here to do a quick drawing demo. Let me see if I center this to get it started. um, a little backstory about me and the iPad and Procreate. I'd actually would have to thank France for this because the whole reason why I even got this tool is mainly watching her using the tool maybe 3-4 years ago. I remember Danny Gregory filmed her drawing at Metropolitan Museum, and I thought that was brilliant. It was everything that I kind of thought would be great for drawing out and about. A live drawing, it seemed really convenient. But in actuality, I bought this about 2-3 years ago, and I just kind of sat on it until maybe around the pandemic time when Sktchy was offering all these Procreate classes, which I signed up for. And everything I learned from that is basically from all of those classes. So I think it's been a pretty fun journey so far of doing that. And I'm going to show you guys how I started doing this. And it really is a pretty convenient thing. Let's see. Joselyn. I chose this image of Joselyn because I kind of dug just the shape, like everything about this as just like, even if it was just abstract shapes of her face, you got eyes, nose, mouth, but just the angle of it, the tones, the skin tones. Originally, I was going to do this on the graphite 30-day, 30-day back in January, because I kind of thought I really enjoyed doing the tones, but then I think we just ended up doing just whatever the day's prompt was on that. So I'm glad to redo this again, and this time I'll do it on Procreate. So the way I have my page set up, I have my photos doing like a split screen, obviously, and I have one layer, as you can see, the background, and then I have a layer to draw in. So usually in the drawing, I'll usually use the Procreate pencil. And for the first layer of the drawing, this is going to be the sketch stage. So I tend to try to use like a red or something light. This one, I'm just going to use like a skin tone color just to try to get everything set up on this page. And the canvas I'm just using just like almost a square size, because that's what I kind of picture this drawing to come out as, is just being like a square. So let's see, you guys can see these lines, right? Let me just put this down here. And again, this is just the first layer, so you can kind of just put items that you want, facial features and such, just to try to get like a basic idea of how you want this page to be set up. Um, and it can be as loose as you want. I tend to try to make this layer as like the one that is just matching where the different uh, shapes of the face are going to basically be. And the fun thing with Procreate is just the fact that you can just go back and be able to redraw this stuff. But for right now, this is just the layer that you just kind of want to lay out everything. Oh, I should probably also be reading these comments as well. See, making sure. Any questions or anything? Okay. Let's see. So I just want to put this. This looks like it's a teddy bear or something. Shape here. There. I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. The cool thing about all of this is just adding the layers. I'm going to add a second layer. This layer here, I kind of want to do the refined refined lines of where I'm sketching. So I'm going to use Procreate as well on this, and I'm going to change the color to be a bit darker. I'm just going to use this darker one. This way I can just like refine, and I like to squeeze in here to get a little bit more detail. Maybe this should be darker. That. Okay. Such a good, such a cool image that I've drawn this once before, and I kind of really dug how it looked when I initially did it in my sketchbook, but I think I didn't really capture a lot of the stuff that I really wanted from this. Mainly all the tones and everything, and on Procreate you can do that relatively easy. And especially this, I'm going to mainly use the pencil and the gouache color tool brush for on Procreate. I kind of want to do this with a black pen too, but I'll just stick with this for right now. As you can see, do I use grids beforehand? No, not really. So what I kind of do, when I do the initial draft, like this sketch draft, I'm kind of just putting in spots where I kind of believe where the eyes are, where the nose is, and such. It's the second layer where I'm doing the more refined drawing that I'm kind of um, what is it? I zoom in on the photo and I have the drawing also zoomed in, so I can kind of do just by eye matching where the shapes kind of go. This way, it kind of, for me anyways, it kind of shows like where like the nose is kind of matching with where the eye is going to be as far as size wise, and I can use that to like better define. Like I'm not retracing that original rough draft. I'm actually like redrawing it again with a more refined line because at the end of this sketch, let's see, let me try to finish this. Just got a little bit of a duck face thing going. So at the end of this, something like that. I can get rid of, I'll delete this sketch layer, and then I'll have this layer as my line work, if that makes sense. But for right now, I'm just using these images to try to, I guess, just have as like a grid, if that makes sense. But I mean, grids are also great if that's something that's how you're used to trying to work with. Um, I've just found this to be kind of a faster way of putting down the images. Um, finish this part. There will be most likely another layer of the pencil line with probably like a black pencil. I just want to be able to have just these as the defining layer for right now for the sketch itself, but especially when we're painting all of these tones and such. I mean, all of this will pretty much like kind of disappear, and I'll be using like a third layer for like more or less like the like like what is it, like the ink line drawings, if that makes sense, like the second part of the line work. So I'm again just matching things as I go. Such a cool image. I like images like this because it just has a lot of emotion with just not that much. I don't know, without really trying that hard, you know? Like, I kind of really dig drawing stuff like that. And this image, I could see myself, I mean, I keep images a lot that are on my sketchy queue just because I like reworking stuff. Let's take a look at how that looks. So far, I'm kind of digging it. Well, let's get rid of this. There, that's kind of the way I kind of want it to look. Oh wait, there's the eyebrow, and then there's this thing. Whoa. Alright. We have hair here. Alright, so I think I'm pretty satisfied with this as enough of a sketch for this. Actually, let's put this down. Oh, the right page, right? Okay, cool. So there's that. Hair, shapes, and here is a shoulder or something. Okay, so I'm keeping that, and I'm getting rid of this layer. So the third layer is a layer that I'm going to actually add the coloring, and this is where I'm going to be using gouache. And I have a thing here of skin tones, but I think I'm going to try to match this closest to, this is kind of a skin tone. I want to put, let's see, kind of like that. And let's see, I think that should be big enough. Yeah. I want more orange. And I try to keep the brush opacity fairly low, fairly in the middle, just so I can do some layers like this and just get like most of the color. Oh wait, am I on the right one? Okay, yeah. With the gouache tool, I like how this just, I can build these layers just to try to get all of these, and with the gouache brush, and I think maybe even the other brushes as well, like when you're doing these, you can go over it with like the white, for instance like this, just to be able to do these highlights and such, which is just really great. But I just want to have a foundation first, especially if you want to change the background color. I kind of want to keep this as opaque as possible, just so I can be able to play around with it. Let's do some other stuff just to get all of this stuff out. Oh, any questions? Oh, nice. Let's see. Portrait Revolutions. Oh yeah, totally. With Julia Kay's book, that's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that when Flickr was around. Yeah, that was a really fun group. I'd say I'd say Julia Kay's portrait party was definitely a thing that where I started to really want to learn to draw portraits, and that group was really amazing. They were so kind. Everyone there were just a lot of fun people. That I believe this was before Sktchy. Sktchy's been around what, since 2011, 2012. I believe the Flickr group was around since like whenever I guess people used Flickr in the early like 2009, 2010. When I started to learn to draw portraits, I thought that group was really great. I mean, even to this day, I don't know if they're still around. I follow Julia on Instagram, and she still does like really awesome portraits. I haven't done anything with that group in God, since I stopped really using Flickr. But yeah, that portrait book, Portrait Revolution book. I believe I have a copy of it in my bookshelf over here. Maybe towards the end of this session, I'll try to pull it out. Um, let's see. Let's do this. I want this a little bit more opaque than this. But yeah, basically, oops, I didn't want to do that. Basically, I just want to cover this entire canvas with colors, and just having this just set up as just color shapes. I kind of dig this just to have this just set up for now. And just being able to, I mean, that's the cool thing about Procreate, is just having this ability to be able to um, like make this brush smaller, larger, the opacity, just so you can get a little bit more detail in the painting and such. Let's see. What do you think this color should be? Maybe I'll just do an off-white. All right. All right. So now that I'm kind of covering all this area, this will be covered with all the loose hair. I'm going to create another layer, and this layer is going to be another coloring layer. This is where I'm going to try to play around more with the skin tones, so that way I get more of a match with this. This is the top layer. Okay, here it is. Let me do this first. I like how you can just put in a certain kind of pressure, and how that kind of comes out on the iPad. But I will sit here with this and just do this. It's a pretty relaxing thing to do, I feel, just coloring this all out. And eventually, this starts actually looking like something interesting. I like how red her nose is too. Let's do this here. I'll keep building these layers. On this particular layer is where I'll just keep building the color layers until it starts looking more like what I'm seeing on the reference photo. But it's really nice having this this drawing layer just so you know where things kind of lay. And just going around with different colors. Ooh. Let's do one of these eyes now. I think this will be fun to do. God, I love how red everything is here. This looks like it's pretty dark. Seeing some lines here, which I'm going to try to do here. Do that eyelid part. So the other fun thing about this, just trying this out, just putting in all of these layers and such, I'm going to create a second layer where I would do basically like I'm just redrawing the eye again with the black and the white, and that'll kind of make this more of a solid like image. And that could all, like, for instance, like this highlights as well, like that could all be put on that next layer. Hopefully I'll be able to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. Let's see, darker, do this gray and see how this looks. Oh, I should look at this. Oh, cool. Flickr is still going. That's pretty neat. Yeah, that group. If anyone has joined that group, I would definitely highly recommend it. Um, I found that the um, critiquing in that group was phenomenal. I never felt more comfortable of trying to share portrait drawings. I mean, I feel like Sktchy is the same way. There isn't like any wrong way of doing things, but I found that group to be really great for people just wanting to learn to draw faces, or not really learning, but just you just do it, and you just put it out there, and you have like just a lot of like great critiques and criticism and such throughout, which I thought was like really beneficial. Let's do another layer. I want to at least finish this eye in the next half hour. So I'm going to do another layer here, and this one, I'm going to switch back to the sketching. Oh, and what brushes? I'm just using the gouache brush and under painting, and then the Procreate pencil for any of the line stuff that I'm doing. But let's see. I'm switching back to the pencil, right? Pencil, okay, and created a fourth layer. This layer I want to do all of the detailed drawing stuff, so let's see, like a dark blackish. This here I'm just like lightly kind of tapping to try to draw this. I have like the initial drawing of it that I can follow, which is great. So that's what I'm mainly going with here. But how cool are these eyelashes? These are a lot of eyelashes. Wow. Oh, any questions? Brush using. And let's do some highlight stuff here. Actually, I think I'm going to switch to painting brush gouache. And I want to do these highlight things. I like all of this. Oh, move this. Okay. Let's make this thin as possible and opaque because I kind of see this kind of line here. I dig that a lot. That looks so cool. That's pretty fun. Let's see. Let's go back to this layer. Okay. Go back to some skin tone colors. I like also just being able to pick up a color just from what you were using before. And that's so convenient. I want this darker. Let's do it like that. Just like how dark this red is. Definitely looks like a lot more eyelashes I need to add on that other layer. And let's go back. So I basically just keep jumping back and forth on these layers until I get a tone that I'm really liking a lot. Let's finish up this eye. I'm going back to sketching. I'm going with this black. Gosh, what a fun image this is. Huh, do I have any questions I should be answering? So yeah, this 30 days, I really like these challenges because it does give you a reason to try to challenge yourself in drawing these portraits in whatever medium that they are offering in. And I've kind of liked all of the Procreate ones so far, just because I don't really use this tool that much, and it gives me a reason to try to play around with it, since I did get it for the convenience of seeing how France works with it, and it's been really fun to use. And for any, I mean, I guess during the pandemic and such, it was pretty useful to try to learn playing around with this. Isn't that fun? That looks so cool. I kind of dig that so much, but I'm on that sprite layer, right? But yeah, just how convenient to use this has been pretty fun to do, and I'm looking forward to this next month's challenge. It's given me a reason to try to pull out the Procreate and play around with this. Um, so yeah, Danny Gregory filmed France at the Metropolitan Museum. I don't know what year that was. I want to say that was 3 or 4 years ago. And just watching her work was so cool, and definitely sparked me to want to get an iPad. Um, I just thought it would be it's a very convenient tool, and so far it has been pretty convenient, I'd say. That's so fun. God dang. Even using a different color just to lighten it up. But yeah, on average, these usually take about, I'd say, an hour, 2 hours, depending on how much um, I really want to work on something. But it's just a really quick, convenient tool to be able to use on the fly like this. I'm a big fan. Let's see. Yeah, hey, Nikira, France also was an inspiration to get the iPad. Yeah, totally. I felt as a person that usually draws and does everything traditional. It didn't seem like Photoshop or any of the other kind of tools. Like, people have always used those since they've been created, right? But I felt France is a very traditional person as well. The way she draws is very similar, I feel, to the way I like to draw as well. So watching her do it, I really did like how it seemed really close to using like a traditional medium, and just being able to have just all of the different tools just in one place instead of carrying. like my usual get up kit to go draw is just a lot of like watercolors. I have like 3 different watercolor kits here, but all my pens are pencils, all my inks, at least 2 different sketchbooks that I carry, just all of that, and then bringing it around to places. I thought just bringing an iPad was just as better, if not easier to do. So it was something that definitely thought was I would feel like it's a pretty good investment. Um, let's see, what else? How much time do I have? Like about 10 minutes? Should I answer questions? What's going on here? I'm going to probably spend the next hour or two to finish up the rest of the eye. And this head. Let me go to a different layer, play around with colors. Okay, I want this red. Probably make this even a darker red. Let's see. Any other questions I should be looking at? Huh. That's cool. But yeah, constantly blending back and forth. It's definitely a pretty fun thing to do. Oh, I could probably do that on that layer too. But yeah, basically, I think this is where I probably should leave off at. Well, let's see. Question: if you're not able to finish this, where will you post the finished work you are doing here? I'll most likely post it on Instagram as well as Sktchy. This image itself is from a Sktchy. I believe Joselyn has quite a lot of pictures up, but I will be most likely posting those in those what is it, social media sites. But yeah, I should be probably working on this in the next hour or so. So I'll be finishing this up and posting it up um, with the stories. So, do I have any other questions? I think I'm finished here for now. Let's see. Let me answer some questions. Any other questions? This is finished. Huh. Well, all right, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. I am hoping that you guys joined and do the Procreate class in the starting of May. I'm looking forward to. There's a ton of great artists on there, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's work as they post every day. So, um, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I hope to see how you guys do your classes, and I hope you enjoyed watching me and ramble for this. I will be posting this when I'm finished, probably sometime this afternoon, and I hope you guys are having an awesome Saturday. All right, take care.